Cette semaine, au franc-tireur, une entrevue avec l'ancien lanceur des Expos de Montréal et un gars qui a fumé un joint avec George W. Bush, Bill Spaceman Lee. Parle-moi des trois dimensions, les trois rapports au baseball.
You develop on three levels. You develop on a cerebral level, a physical level, and then you control your emotions. And then you have to have balance within yourselves emotionally, physically, you know, and then you become a complete person.
Un reportage sur les cyclistes délinquants.
On va montrer aux cyclistes comment conduire.
Hey, that's it, passe à rouge.
Vélo en sens inverse.
Ah, ben là, il monte sur le trottoir pour éviter un autre vélo.
Pas mal, ça.
Mesdames et messieurs, le lanceur d'espace, Bill Spaceman Lee.
Honey, do you know where my glove is? My little glove in the car. I've got to get my glove. Is that all right?
We'll
I'll
go
be back. We'll pause for this
Go warm
commercial message.
Bill.
Massage.
Bill, go warm up some. Bill Spaceman Lee au franc-tireur. Bienvenue. Welcome
Merci.
to Sharpshooters.
Sharpshooters?
Yeah, that's the name of the
That's excellent.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That's like Antietam Creek.
What?
Antietam.
C'est quoi?
Antietam Creek, Sharpsburg.
Ah, c'est vrai?
Where the War of the States, where it ended.
Yeah, you know so many things.
You're not a woman?
Ciboire. Alors, Bill, aujourd'hui, les Expos partent pour Washington.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's it. C'est fini.
It's a very sad day. We have to take our hats off, have a moment of prayer.
Are you cynical?
No,
You're real now.
I am real. Exactly. This is a sad day in the professional baseball. This is the saddest day.
Why?
Because the Expos were the first expansion team out of the United States. You are saying that baseball is a great game and it should be played around the world.
Right.
And if you play baseball, we'll have world peace. Montreal is a great baseball town. People don't remember that.
Yeah.
It is. It was. It will be again
Comment?
if I'm the commissioner.
Of-
My
of-
first job is to bring the Expos back from Washington, D.C. You know why? Because we were not elected. We were deportees.
The mayor of Montreal doesn't even know we had a baseball team. We had.
That's sad.
Yeah.
You know what it all
we're-
becomes? It's Drapeau's folly. When you built the Stade Olympique
Yeah.
and you decided to play baseball in a stadium, that was the death blow of baseball. Delormier was good, Parc Jarry was good. You got to play baseball in a park, not in a stadium.
Yeah.
A stadium
Yeah.
was
In a
where
bowl.
a stadium was where you sit around and you watch the Lions and the Christians fight it out.
C'est quoi la prochaine étape pour les Expos? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait là après?
We get an ownership group together, we build a new ballpark, and we bring back a better ball club.
A new league? A nouvelle league?
No, we play in the American League.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And we play the Yankees and we play the Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Bring them on.
Why not?
Where do we take the players? Où on prend les joueurs?
We're going to get new players. We'll get we'll get Vidro back. We'll get Cabrera back from Boston. He'll be old then. We'll get Vladimir back because he'll be old from Anaheim. I'm talking 7, 8 years. It'll take that long to get our group together.
7, 8 years?
Yes.
And where do we take...
You know who's going to own the team?
What?
Cirque du Soleil. We're going to play in a big top downtown.
Right.
And between innings, we're going to have high wire acts. And we're going to have clowns.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun. And then we'll play baseball and we'll play good baseball.
T'es tellement bizarre.
Exactly.
Si, bois, t'es bizarre. You're so damn weird.
I'm a dreamer.
Il y a parmi les joueurs des Expos de Montréal un être étrange qui parle beaucoup et lorsqu'il ne parle pas, il court. Le lanceur Bill Lee Il parle à tout le monde de sa vision planétaire des choses, de son voyage en Chine en 1976. Il cite Mao, parle d'écologie, de contrôle des naissances, mais aussi de marijuana. C'est là que les problèmes ont commencé le printemps dernier, lorsqu'il a admis en boutade qu'il saupoudrait du pot sur ses crêpes le matin. Il l'a raconté ce mois-ci, par exemple, dans la revue Penthouse.
Est-ce que c'est vrai que les amateurs te lançaient de
Hashish.
la drogue après une bonne partie?
Bonne partie, oui. I pitched against Chicago. First game I pitched, I come back, we win the game 2-1. After the game, I'm like this. They're all throwing tinfoil at me. I come out, after the game, I'm going, gosh darn, these littering people. I pick it up, pick up all the tinfoil. I put it in my hat. I go back in, put my hat, I go back in, I get back, I start opening up. I had 13 grams of hash.
Qu'est-ce que tu as fait avec ça?
I hoarded it. I saved it. No, I smoked it immediately. Well, not all of it, because it was good.
In the 70s,
It was
it
unbelievable.
was popular.
It was popular.
Le commissaire de la Ligue nationale, Bo Wick-Yoon, lui a imposé 250 $ d'amende pour commentaires nuisibles au baseball. Il refuse de payer, disant que la liberté de parole ne s'arrête pas aux lanceurs gauchers. La Ligue des droits de l'homme américaine s'en est mêlée et son cas sera tranché par un arbitre, le professeur Raymond Goetz. Peu importe le résultat, il ira jusqu'au bout et ne paiera jamais. Il nous l'a dit.
I'm not afraid to speak out.
I came to Quebec and I pitched good in '79, and I could have been a free agent. Atlanta offered me $3 million, and I would not go to Atlanta.
3 million.
3 million.
$3 million.
Exactly. 3 million. Exactly. To
It's
go
a-
to, but it was Coca-Cola Corporation and Ford. I would not go.
Why didn't you become the coach of the Expos?
I was never asked because I'm a radical. They ran me out of Quebec because of my problems with Jim Fanning. And where did I go? I went across the river to Longueuil. I played for the Senators de Longueuil.
Right.
Spaceman Désolé.
What did we play for? It was a toiletage de Chien Chat. Exactly. I had a
Toiletage
little
de chien
poodle.
chat.
Exactly. I had a little poodle on my hat.
Right.
And I played, you know. And the only English spoken was when I hit. The girls, the women, they go, Bill, Bill, ring the bell, Bill, ring the bell.
That was it. Is baseball too slow a sport for us? You know,
It
it's
is. Baseball
just too
is-
damn slow.
Television, ESPN, TSN, RDS, they killed baseball. Why? Because they do snappy little bites, They can show a whole game in 12 minutes.
But the culture is now fast, and you want to see something happening, not something scratching his balls and waiting
That's
for
good. Guy's down, centers himself. Okay, the hitter's over. He moves over a step. He anticipates.
you're
Ground
playing-
ball. He flips to
Yeah,
second.
you're playing, you're having fun. We're watching this, and it's too damn long.
No, it's not. Baseball is perfect. You can sit there. You can mow the lawn. You can listen on the radio.
Yeah.
This may be gone. Brad way back there watching. Home run. Ed Williams.
You don't have to watch it on television. You have the whole work around the yard, and you can listen to the ball game. Baseball is like an opera. You've got the prelude. Forget the second part, and then it's a crescendo, and then it builds to a final ending. Baseball is a work of art. Everything else is a vignette. When you have a clock, hockey is up there, bang, 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 bang. Afterwards, you're exhausted. Baseball, you feel relaxed. A good baseball game is the best thing. Baseball's without a clock. The problem is, do you have a watch on?
I don't.
Me neither. High five. We don't care what time it is. It's time to play baseball. Baseball, you can play forever. You can go out there and you play, and after it's over, you barbecue some chicken. You barbecue some hot dogs. You eat with your family. It is the great game, you know, and you're not bleeding out of the nose and have a broken jaw by rugby or in soccer where they trip you and everything, and the fans from Manchester come down and they fight with the fans from Chelsea and they kick the living snot out of each other.
C'est un sport civilisé.
Baseball is civilized. Baseball has no clock, no time.
Right.
It is, you play it when the ground is green, right? and you hang up your glove and your spikes when it turns brown, and then you go out and you hunt and you forage for your family. And you do this, and you stockpile your vegetables underneath, and then you hunker down for the winter. And there's no hockey night in Canada this year.
Tu détestes les Yankees de New York, profondément. Comment tu t'es senti après le 11 septembre?
Well, it was a sad state of affairs. I did not like the trade buildings when they bought them. Remember when they built the World Trade Centers?
Right.
Those are new buildings. You know, they were a symbol of capitalism and everything. And I'm an anti-capitalist. I am an anarchist, you know. I felt sorry for the people in those buildings, but as far as the structures themselves, I have no remorse for those structures.
So
I do not like buildings, tall buildings.
Yeah.
They're like a giant penis that sticks up into the air. That's the architecture of man,
Yeah.
and that is anti-earth as far as I am concerned.
But back to New York.
Yes, I hate New York.
De retour à New York,
It's a, you know, all the trees in Vermont, all my trees, they all point this way. They point to the south because New York City sucks.
Non, mais t'as quand même un rapport avec New York qui est ambigu.
See that scar?
Yeah.
That scar, New York, on the ground, 1976, May. I was at the bottom of a pile. All New Yorkers were on top of me. The only thing showing were my red spikes. I looked like the Wicked Witch of the West with a house on top of me.
What did you do? Qu'est-ce que t'as fait pour avoir ça?
I was a fight, a brawl,
Yeah.
behind home plate.
But
and I got sucker punched by Mickey Rivers. He sucker punched me and I let go of Otto Velez. And I got spun around and Nettles grabbed me and dropped me on my shoulder. And I broke my shoulder, and that's the day I lost my fastball. I lost my arm in New York City.
Est-ce que tu as vraiment dit que si tu
Exact.
bouges le logo des New York Yankees, ça devient le swastika?
Exactement. Turn it 90 degrees like that, you got a swastika. And you got George Steinbrenner and his brown shirt Nazis running up the hill, stealing all the people's money, taking the homeless and sticking them in sweatshops in New York. Yeah, I don't like New York.
Est-ce que les Yankees de New York ont tué le baseball à cause des salaires qu'ils payent?
Yes. In the long run, the New York Yankees and the high-priced teams, it will be like a movie called Rollerball. Remember Rollerball?
With James Caan.
James Caan, exactement. They go down there, and all these cities will be the oil city of Houston, the technology of Japan, the merchandise of New York, and they will play to the death. And that is the death of professional sport. It's a futuristic movie, which is what is apropos is how it's going to be for Major League Baseball. Unless they get their act together, get rid of the borders, allow Kansas City, Minnesota, Montreal, all these teams to kind of play on an even field. But you need salary caps.
But you know what?
We have to have
We don't
limits.
care anymore.
Limits.
On
to-
s'en fout.
You have to care.
We don't.
If you don't, the planet will destroy itself.
Nobody cares.
If we don't play baseball, the world comes to an end.
You're out of your mind.
No, I'm not.
T'as perdu la tête. Tu penses vraiment amener le baseball en Irak, c'est l'amener la démocratie.
Exactly. And I would have taken Saddam Hussein and I would have brought him to Orlando, Florida, and go, "This is all yours, Saddam.
Keep it.
This is you. Welcome to the
Non,
festival."
but seriously,
Yes.
pour toi, vraiment, sérieusement, le baseball représente la démocratie, la paix et la civilisation.
Yes. It's territorial. You still have confrontations, but you do them friendly. In the old games, the umpire stood back and had a cigar. And the hitter would say, "I'd like a high ball or a low ball." And if there was a questionable call at first, premier but, deuxième, troisième, you said, "Yes, I am safe. I am out." And it was a lot of harmony then.
You negotiate.
You negotiate. It was a great game in the old days, in the 1800s. It's gotten worse and worse as we've gotten older.
Because?
Beer, television, too much.
Too much money. Trop
Exactly.
d'argent.
Too much money, too much control. Our economic system is
but-
destined to fail.
But if I were a baseball player like
Yeah.
you are, because it's like president of the United States. You always are the president of the United States. Bill Clinton is still president.
Yes.
You still call him a president.
Yes.
So you're still a baseball player.
I am a baseball
I'd be
player.
so fucking pissed off at the way things are. I'd leave the sport.
The game, the ball is still
Tellement.
sacred. The ball is sacred. The glove is sacred. It's the people that are bad. You cannot, baseball to me is not, I don't see it as a whole group. I am what they call a compassionate misanthrope. Unlike Bush, I'm a compassionate misanthrope. I don't like people. I don't like people getting involved. I like the game. Like Little League is bad because the parents are behind you yelling and screaming.
Right.
The kids are out here trying to play and learn. But it's the parents. They want them kids to win and succeed. You know, that's not right. Baseball is a game where you learn fundamentals and you learn skills and you learn how to control your emotions.
Parle-moi des trois dimensions, les trois rapports au baseball.
You develop on 3 levels. You develop on a cerebral level, a physical level, and then you control your emotions. And then you have to have balance within yourselves emotionally, physically, you know, and then you become a complete person. And that's what I learned. When I'm hitting, I teach kids, when a pitcher throws at my head, I don't get upset. I move back. And what that pitcher did, he's giving me a compliment. He is saying that I am better than him, that he has to intimidate me to get me out. And I always say, you're a razor blade. And as long as you keep both eyes on the target, he can't hit you. He's throwing 100 miles an hour, he can't hit you. He may hit you on non-vulnerable places, but you get to go to first base. And you may win because you have defeated that man when he throws at you. That's controlling your emotions. And that's baseball, you know.
Ce que tu décris comme les références fondamentales au baseball, on voit plus ça aujourd'hui.
Money. It's all about money. It's about dominating, selling advertising space, everything else.
The highest paid player of the week is now Roger Clemens of Boston. 5 years, $7.5 million.
The highest paid player in the big leagues after he signed a 3-year, $6.7 million contract. He could make about $7 million a year.
The game is pure, you know, and we change that and we get back. We got to teach the fundamentals: cross-seam fastball, sinking fastball, overhand curve, knuckleball. You know, teach fundamentals, teach balance. Kids don't, there's no good teachers out there. Why? Because of economics. You don't get the best coaches because you don't pay them enough. You pay your top players a lot, you pay your bottom players, you pay your coaching staff less than that, and the guys that are they're all, it's an economic descending order of, you should teach your lower people, your school teachers should make more. Everybody should make more. That's what I said. Okay. Knuckleball.
Okay, give me another one. It's been a year since I...
Wow.
Sais-tu ce qui a tué le baseball?
What killed baseball?
Yeah. No.
No?
Who?
Who killed it?
Yeah.
It's George Steinbrenner.
I thought it was W. Bush, who was the owner of the Texas Rangers.
George Bush is agreed. I will say George Bush is an entrepreneur. He took no money. He became the sole CEO of the Texas Rangers. He sold his part and made millions of dollars. He parlayed it into the governorship of Texas, and now he's in the United States. And now we're going through a period of time on this planet that reminds me of the Crusades.
We are.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
George Bush, where does he go to give his first campaign speech? Goes to Daytona Beach.
Really?
Yes, to Daytona Beach.
So
That's it.
Americans are NASCAR fans. NASCAR citizens.
Exactly. The Republicans, the money, and all the stupid people vote as a bloc. That's why the Democrats and the intellectuals will never win. Because the rich convince the poor that eventually you will be like us. And the poor go, oh, that dream.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
If I follow what
What
they
is a
say,
flush toilet?
That's it. That's in the south.
That's in the south. Oh, Dad, we're gonna get rid of that two-holer outside.
Une vraie toilette. OK, on va y parler de ça sur ton terrain. On va parler de politique en bas de la côte.
Let's go. Oh, isn't that a great view, though?
Wow.
Up the river. And this used to be all of Canada. Right to that ledge right there. That's where the water drains down from that pond. And the next pond, it all drains to Canada. See how it runs downhill?
C'est vraiment beau.
See how it runs? It's beautiful.
Est-ce qu'il y a un lien entre le baseball et la société américaine aujourd'hui en 2004?
Not like there used to be. That link, I think, is dead. And that's a shame because that is what held us together. I think it was de Tocqueville that said, to learn American, you have to understand baseball. And now it's not the same. Now you have to understand football and NASCAR. That we have cell phones, we have computers. Everything is so fast now, we don't have the patience to sit and watch a whole ball game.
George W. Bush était un de tes amis. Tu as fumé du pot avec lui.
George W. was a friend of mine when he was at Harvard, and we were always, well, the time we were at the Senator Brooker re-election campaign fund. His father was there, his mother was there. I had the little baby in the stroller, my Michael, who's 34 years old. But everybody was a friend of mine in Boston.
Yeah, with a job.
I had great Thai stick, you know, that came from Vietnam.
Yeah.
It was smuggled in. It was Thai weed on a stick and everything else. So, you know, to say that he smoked with me, or they say that, did I smoke dope with George W.? No. He smoked with me.
He smoked with you.
Because I was Bill Lee. You know, I was the great left-hander from Boston and stuff.
Right.
All he was a frickin' student that was drinking in Kennebunkport and had a couple of DUIs. You know what I mean?
A mama's boy.
He was brought up like that.
So how was he when he was stoned?
Well, we were all the same. We were just kids. We were trying to get away from our parents because our parents were over there trying to do the elections. And my wife was there, and they brought me in as a figurehead for the Red Sox. But I didn't want to be there. That's why I was under the dinosaur, the T-Rex. The T-Rex, it was probably from Brooks, Alberta. It was there, and here I am smoking, and everybody's smoking and stuff. But that's not the problem. So, you know the great joke that he was snorting cocaine at Camp David? And you know they banned baseball at Camp David. You can't play baseball there anymore.
Why is that?
Because George W. snorted the right field foul line.
Oh, so that was him. C'est lui, ça.
Exactly. Everything's a foul ball now.
But he went from a dope head to a Jesus freak.
Exactly.
Il est parti de fumer de pot à un Jesus freak.
Right. You have to do that.
C'est either one or...
You have to do that or you die. They're both compulsions.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you have to either be a compulsion on this way or a compulsion. He basically is an addicted man.
And he has no discipline.
He has none.
He
has to have Jesus. Yeah. You know, they say to Bill, they go, "Have you found Jesus?" And I go, "I didn't know he was missing."
So are you scared of W. Bush or you just don't care? Est-ce que t'as peur de W ou tu t'en fous?
I don't care. There's not that many Republicans out there. They don't bother me. The problem is the Timothy McVeighs, the Idaho militia, the Vermont militia. You've got a right-wing element that's here that doesn't believe in the government. We're going to have problems.
I saw Take Back Vermont coming here.
That's it.
On a trailer.
That's it. Take Back Vermont. That's the religious right. And they're all on trailers. They vote Bush. Can you believe that?
This is scary.
This is why I said it.
C'est quoi votre hostie de problème de réélire George W. Bush?
The problem is the Electoral College. It was created to put fools like George Bush in because the majority of people in America don't want George Bush, but their vote does not count. We do not have true democracy in the United States. We don't have it. We created an Electoral College to allow certain states to have more power than the populous states like New York and Florida. But see, Florida was the key linchpin. George W.'s brother said, I will guarantee you Florida, and they did not count the votes in Florida, and George Bush was elected. George Bush is not my president.
Ça, c'était en 2000.
Exactly. It's coming again.
You're doing the same mistake
You know
now.
why?
Why?
Because George W. had the foresight to go to Daytona Beach and get all the NASCAR people on his side.
Is that
Petroleum. Think about it. Halliburton, George Bush, NASCAR. It's controlling the oil. Right before the election, it's spiking. George W. will come out and he will lower the prices. He will go into the reserve and everybody will see George Bush is our savior. He lowered gas prices. We'll give him 4 more years. You fools. You've got to realize Americans, they always talk about the liberal media of the United States. There is no liberal media of the United States. There's 4 people that control everything. And those 4 people are not liberal. They live in big hills above...
Who are they?
Who are they?
Qui sont ces 4 personnes?
Well, there's Murdoch.
Right.
Murdoch, he's an Australian, and all Australians went to jail. That was a penal colony. Some guy in Georgia. And Georgia was a penal colony. It was the Oglethorpe colony. So there's 2 crooks running the show. And was it Henri de Balzac? Behind every great fortune is a great crime. So these guys, the Randolph Hearst industry and all of those people, they yellow journalism, they all control everything. We really want Bush as president.
Pourquoi?
Pourquoi? Because we can steal oil from the oil fields up in Alberta and Saskatchewan. We have Mexico with oil. We have Venezuela with oil. We have capped our oil wells. We know that the earth is going to an apocalyptic thing, and we are protecting ourselves. We are getting more right-wing because we know we're going to fight the rest of the world. And that's a sad thing because
the United States are stealing from everyone.
Everybody else. We're doing that. Why did we cap our wells? Why aren't we burning our oil? Because we know that the mass production of oil is today. Everything is going to decline on this planet. All the fossil fuel is going to go away. And Canada and us in Alberta and the United States they're joined together. And exactly. And here we are, most people live in Quebec. Americans don't want to listen. They don't want. They want to control. Pourquoi? Because they want to cap the oil wells. They know the end's coming. This is going to be a battle of geopolitical globalization and stuff. And we're taking Afghanistan. We take Iraq. Why did we do that? So we could have an Iranian sandwich.
Okay.
See it? It's right in the middle. And then we control all the way across.
Est-ce que t'es un fou qui attend l'apocalypse?
You saw the guns on my front porch.
I did.
You're right. It's tough. When the gas runs out, you can't drive up my driveway. You got to walk. And if you walk, I'm going to get a good shot at you.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not going to shoot nobody.
No, but you're going to watch what?
But
who's going to coming?
Who's coming? Who's coming for dinner?
Yeah.
May not be Sidney Poitier.
No, you'll probably dead.
Maybe a couple of rednecks.
But the way we
from
see
Thetford Mines.
Yeah, right. They're from California.
I know.
And Texas. You got one in the White House, by the way. As-tu l'impression que les élections présidentielles, c'est un trip de pouvoir des multimillionnaires?
This land belongs to you and me. Yeah.
Would you, if you were starting out a business and they said you can spend $2.5 million for a $25,000 job, would you do it? Would you spend $2.5 million to have a job that paid $25,000? It's a joke. Our election campaign and everything, it's all about money. They spend way too much. Kerry, Bush, what's the difference? One of them's Heinz money, the other's oil money. You know? You want ketchup or guns?
I'll take ketchup.
I'll take ketchup. Exactly.
But
I know. but the thing is, don't be under the misconception that Kerry election is going to change things. It won't. We want Ralph Nader. You need a third party. You need a Green Party candidate. I tell people, did George Bush ever save your life? They go, no. Did Kerry ever save your life? No. Do you wear seatbelts? Have you ever been in an accident?
Right.
Did it save your life? The guy goes, yes. I said, then Ralph Nader saved your life.
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
He wrote the book.
He wrote the book.
Right.
And Ralph Nader is the only honest man out there. And people don't realize it. But they say, Ralph Nader can't get elected. Don't vote for Ralph Nader, you're throwing your vote away. Baloney. Everybody vote for Ralph Nader. If you think there's no difference, and you don't like Bush, and you don't like Kerry, then you have to vote for Ralph Nader.
But
Cheney, you know, John Kerry, he can't be president because he's not tough enough. These guys are out to get us. When's the next attack gonna come? You know, when they gonna piss in our water supply? You know, everything bad's gonna happen in America. Fear, 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 fear. I'm coming to Canada. You guys, if he gets elected, open the door. I'm in Stanbridge, Stansted Est.
No, tu laisses tes carabines chez vous. You leave the guns at your door. We don't want them.
You know, but in Canada, you're not allowed to bring guns into the state park.
No way.
And I said, hey, I'm going to Alberta. You got grizzly bears there. And my wife, she goes, they got pepper spray and noisemakers.
That's enough.
You know what? You know the difference between black bear shit and grizzly bear shit is?
What?
Black bear shit's steamy. It's about this big. It's got berries in it, blueberries. Grizzly bear shit's about this big, and it's got noisemakers and pepper spray in it.
with rings and watches.
Rings and watches.
Right.
A couple of GPSs.
Okay.
He knows. At least a bear knows where his ass is.
So you love so much Ralph Nader.
I love Nader. Yeah, good guy.
So
he's an honest man.
tellement Ralph Nader, why don't you go back and be part of this election?
Even if whatever platform, if I was elected, I would be assassinated within a day.
That's for sure.
That's for sure.
No, but I mean,
would stop a big
without
bullet.
being a president of the United States, you could be here in Vermont. You could be governor, or senator, or whatever.
Well, we have to have hydrogen cars. We have to wean ourselves of fossil fuels. We have to exercise more. We have to eat more organically. We have to do all these things. But with the price of gasoline high, the planet has to be saved. And I think it's Physicians Sans Frontières.
Médecins Sans Frontières. Yeah.
Without borders.
Yeah.
We're the Earth, we're round, we're moving at 55,000 miles per second. The sun comes up like this because we're rotating. We're moving around the Milky Way galaxy fast. We're flying. We're flying. It's like a big spinning curveball. And we're spinning like this, and we're going into the future. And we gotta be there together. We can't have borders, and we can't have people. What race, what nationality, what ethnicity, what religion you are all obsolete terms for the 21st century. We've got to get rid of those prejudices to move forward.